Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to a day when my Bluetooth speaker has broken. So I no longer have an external audio for my consoles. My one console is left since my Xbox broke for my PlayStation. My life is shabby and just falling apart. Oh well. Life is life. And of course it was warm yesterday and it's getting warm this morning. I mean downstairs with doors open and it was about 70 degrees. We're supposed to be hitting 80 something. We're doing better in a lot of parts of the United States where about a third of the country is underneath a huge heat dome that's getting worse. So, welcome to the coolest summer of the rest of our lives. But I got a fan on there, got the fan on, two fans on out in the hallway to keep air circulating. Yay! And yesterday, after I talked about everything going on with my neck and my nerves and all that, just to rub in the fact that, yep, this isn't going to get better. On the way up to Walmart and back, oh my God, it's still so tender right back here, and it was just bad. And that's the way it's going to be for the rest of my life unless I get surgery. And I've been thinking about that. I mean, if it keeps getting worse, eventually I'm going to have something done. Because otherwise, as I mentioned to my therapist, it's going to press on my spinal cord and then I die. And that's not good. So, am I going to live long enough for that to kill me? Or am I going to die of something else beforehand? Don't know, but the older I get before I get surgery, the more dangerous it is to have surgery. So should I get this done when I'm relatively young? I mean, I gotta get moved and all that first. But oh boy, this is stuff to think about. Joy. So I've had that on my mind a lot. And yesterday was hot, so I stayed in, light off, fans going, fan in the doorway, not just door open, keeping the circulation of air. It wasn't bad. It was hot, but it wasn't bad hot. So that was good, but I got a late walk to Walmart, and by the time I got back it was 10 o'clock at night, but it had cooled off outside, even though inside, of course, the sun had been beating on the house all day, so it had a lot of heat to get rid of, and so it stayed warm. Just not blistering, thank goodness. Hopefully where you are is not going to be terrible. Oy vey. And there's a couple things I wanted to talk about, but this one, I've spent the past couple days talking about videos by a person called Solid JJ and how their beginning videos, like from 3 years back, and the first 2 years worth of videos were like there was just a whole scattering of things, and there was some live action stuff, some not live action stuff, and a scattering of the occasional panels from cartoons things. And then it just turned all into just those panels of cartoons with the voiceovers instead of anything else. And I think that's been a very good idea. But I was watching one of them and it was making fun of Pokemon. And they did something that was so perfect and so horrifying at the same time. Now, I've mentioned before how I have watched and listened to some breakdown videos and listened to about a third of this one, Everywhere at the End of Time. 6.5 hour musical composition of what it is like to slide into dementia, where the music starts off old-timey, like 1920s swing stuff with record pops and scratches, and as it goes along, it becomes less and less coherent and less music. It is It is horrifying to listen to. When you know the story of what's happening, it's horrifying. So there's this Pokemon thing. Ash and Gary Oak, they're both there, and they're about to get their new Pokemon, and Professor Oak is talking to them and just saying, the standard stuff of, hey, you just got to answer a few questions. So, are you a boy or a girl? And Ash is just, I'm a boy, right? And Gary says, hey, what are you looking at me for? You're the one that knows that one. And says, yeah, but that question was kind of a curveball. And I was like, well, so you're a boy then. What's your name? And Ash is just turning to Gary and going, well, is he having a stroke? Is he all right? And he goes, my name is Ash. Oh, it's Ash, of course. Now, to your left is my grandson. You've been rivals for years. What's his name? And they've been playing the Pokemon music all the way up to here. And then Ash and Gary are just going, Gary, what's wrong? What's wrong with him? And then Gary's just going, no. Mom said we still had years. He's been forgetting. And the music of the Pokemon stuff had cut off. And then there was just silence as he's saying, what's his name? What's his name, Ash? And just repeating it. What's my grandson's name, Ash? What's his name? And they started playing that music from the Everywhere at the End of Time. And I laughed in horror because, that was perfect. And troubles with emotion and tears in my eyes right now. I was bawling because he was just going, what's his name? What's his name, Ash? And the two kids are just, no. But then he semi-snaps out of it. It becomes a silly ending. But it was just horrifying and perfect because it was so horrifying. I mean, if you don't know the song and the music, then you're just going to not really know what's happening. It's just old-timey type music. But when you know, and you hear Gary just talking about, no, Mom said we still had years. It's, solid JJ. Just the two initials, J and a J. Check them out. The occasional point is perfect like that. A lot of them are just silly. There's a couple Scooby-Doo ones, and one Scooby-Doo one that's both, it's horrific and funny at the same time, because they catch the bad guy, but the bad guy is just saying, great, wonderful. You caught the ghost guy. Ooh, I spent thousands of dollars on special effects. Do you know how hard it is to trick grown adults into thinking that there are ghosts? I was making a few $100s on this, and then you come in and you catch me by putting skates at the top of stairs? I fell down 6 flights of stairs interrupted. I could have died. And for what? And they're trying to just say, look, maybe you should take him away. And he's like, no. You are horrible people. And your dog, a talking mutant dog, that isn't a good thing. That thing is a sin. And then finally he's just telling them, look, the equivalent of, look, just go to hell. Go to hell, all of you. I hope you all get cancer and die. And they're all just looking so defeated and broken, at which point Scooby-Doo starts going, Scooby-Doo! At which point Fred is just, no, Scooby, not right now, no. Solid JJ. Horrifying stuff, and yet really, really good at the same time. Now, what else do I have on my list? Oh, yes. This is well, I'm going to come back to that one, because first, There are a few things that happened at my doctor's appointment when they showed me it happened on the MRI, when they were checking a whole bunch of stuff. One of the things they do to check for your sensory nerves, is they have a pokey thing. It's like the end of a pencil, but it's made out of metal, and they poke it into the pads of your fingers or parts of your arms to check, does this hurt? It was like, well, it kind of hurt over here, but not a lot. In some places it was kind of bad, and some it was like, I had to think about it whether or not it was sharp. And then she did the fingers on this hand. And oh my God, did that hurt. So yeah, I got a lot of sensory nerve issues going on this side too. Not just motor stuff. Yay! Which is never going to get better. Life is life, though. Life is life. Now, the thing that I wanted to mention before I did this one was I do not know what demons, devils, or gods the local theater has made deals with. We have a 2-screen theater. Tiny little thing. And yet, not only do they get movies instantly, like Barbie's playing there. Barbie gets released on the 21st. What day is the 21st? That's today. Barbie is released today. And yeah, it's been coming out in a lot of theaters in a lot of places, but the official release date. But even our tiny little place, 2 screens, Barbie, it's been playing for a couple days. Official release date, the 21st. Even says it on the posters. Playing now, though, at the same time. We get the Shazam movies, when they first came out, were instantly there. I don't know what deals with what devils, demons, or gods they have made, but yeah, they get new things there, fresh, instantly. So there's 3:30 and 6:15 showings, depending on the matinee price. If it's really cheap, I want to see Barbie, so I have to find out what the price is. When I say it's got to be cheap, it's got to be like, if it's any more than $5, I can't do it. So, thumbs up, but we shall see what happens. And of course, that's basically it. The only other things I wanted to talk about was just one thing that I'd seen randomly show up a couple times through the years, until it's about longevity rates and the general longevity curve. It's like there's human beings, and then there's plants and reptiles, and then there are mammals and birds and all this. We're type 1, there are type 2, which is the birds and the mammals, and type 3 is fish, reptiles, and plants, stuff like that. We are type 1 because while we have a low mortality rate, there is a mortality rate low, but it takes us to about 16 before we get to our adult stage. If you hit 16 as a human being, depending of course on where you live and other situations, because disease or accident or war, all of these they count for in the, if you don't count those external factors, you're generally going to be guaranteed about 75 years of life as a human being. So we have a curve that goes like this. We last, and then we start to fade down this way. Plants and reptiles and fish is an incredibly hard to survive. But if you can make it through childhood, you're pretty much set. Yes, there's going to be other things that'll eat you, stuff like that. But health-wise, if you can manage to make it through your childhood, which is very quick, then you're pretty much guaranteed to have a life. So theirs runs like that. We're like this with type 2 and type 3. Type 1 and Type 3, sorry about that. Type 2 is birds, plants, reptiles, and other things like that. Not reptiles, birds and mammals that aren't human beings and things like that. Theirs is just a straight line from here to here, no curve. They are in the dies randomly stage, where you can't really with a human being, of course, with their, once you make it past there, you can make a prediction on when they're going to live, when they're going to die. And without external factors, you'll be close. With plants and fish and all that, you can make your predictions based on this, that, and the other. And without external factors, you're going to be close. With the Type 2s, it's anybody's guess. When, why, or what they're just going to die. You'll never know. You can't make a prediction. They die randomly. So, thumbs up on that. It's just one of those interesting and weird facts about life as a being on this planet. And then the last thing that's on my list here was, I like the character of Godzilla. I like the early Godzilla movies. I haven't really seen too many of the, since the 80s on Godzilla movies, so I wanted to. I watched a thing this morning about Shin Godzilla, where it was making Godzilla scary again. And they were showing some of the clips from that. And yeah, that looks like a really good, scary Godzilla movie. Not like one of the early ones where they have Monster Island and Calling All Monsters and all that, where there's Godzilla and Godzilla Jr. and all of the monsters get along on this island, and it's like a Saturday morning cartoon show except with kaiju. So making it scary, yeah, I kind of want to see that one. I don't know if they have a subbed or dubbed release. I would want to have it with subs, because I prefer listening to the stuff the way it's supposed to be listened to. I've listened to bad dubs on all sorts of bad movies my whole life. I'd rather just read it and hear it the way it's supposed to. That's why when I play things like Ghost of Tsushima, I play that with the Japanese voices, and then I just read the text underneath, because it feels better that way. So, thumbs up on that. But yeah, Shin Godzilla, want to see that. Yay! A good thing. Past that, I have not been doing very well this morning. Insomnia, not sleeping well, my brain is barely functioning. Thank you, each and every one of these people. I wasn't able to put extra new people on the list here. I will do that tomorrow, I sincerely hope. But thank you, each and every person that is one of my Patreon patrons. You are beautiful and awesome people. To anyone who has ever donated in the past to my PayPal or has donated to my GoFundMe, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. I have a freight train of possible homelessness rushing at me at 200 miles an hour. And it is terrifying. So any help that anyone has given me and can in the future, if you can afford it, only then, it is appreciated. But thank you, each and every person that has. Now I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I still kind of count, but I'm not really. It's just something just something to do with my hands. First, though, we need to increase the size of the font so I can read. Okay. We have Jesse Koskinen. Thumbs up, thank you. Yeah, it is good to know what's happening, but it's terrifying to think about. Yay. Hopefully things are cooling down where you are, not too windy. We have Chris Ryan. Oh, those skelly boys. They like to party, but when they party, there's a lot of blood everywhere. That part's not so fun. It's greatly appreciated, and reading down on here, I bet they do make a lot of money, those NPC streamer types. I've only talked about Pinky Doll and the others. There's this one, there's a couple people where it's the music will be playing and they'll be dance, 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 and when the donations come in, they'll lean forward and go, nom, 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 and go, oh, I love carrots, Boing, 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 boing. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, I love cake. Boom, 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 boom. If people are willing to pay for it, then yeah, make your bread, get your bag, go for it. So we have Enclave Intelligence, thumbs up and thank you. There is Joshua Gill. I hope I'm getting that close. Thumbs up, thank you. And yeah, I put it in different places, but yeah, it was made in Canada, sent me the flag. That was very, very nice. I'd wanted to get one, but I am very glad that Made in Canada sent it to me. It is a very, very good thing. There is, in fact, Made in Canada. Again, thumbs up and thank you very much for the flag down there. It was very, very nice. And it is good to see you in the comments. And we have RJ Mitchell. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen. It's joyous. And then Confused Owl. Yeah, I am... We have no ideas what's causing it. So I have no ways to even know how to slow it down. Yay. 77 Arcturus, greatly appreciated. And yeah, I really don't want to have surgery on my spine, but I also don't want to have, like, death because it's starting to squeeze my spinal cord. And there is IRJUNKAPORR. Thumbs up, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. All kind wishes are greatly, greatly appreciated. And greatly appreciated to each and every person who left me comments. Thumbs up, you get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Thumbs up and thank you. Yay! Well, I still got to try and make a phone call today. I need to make sure that they got my paperwork at the Social Security office. I need to make sure that they get my phone number changed. So that's some stuff I got to get done. Hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. That would be good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. But of course, don't beat yourself up if you can't. That doesn't change anything. It doesn't help. But no matter where you are, remember this summer is one of the coolest summers we're going to have for the rest of our lives. We're going to have quickly going into areas of heat where people just won't be able to live there. There are going to be climate refugees here very, very soon in every country of the world. We already have them. It's just going to get worse. So thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. So let me turn this on, and then I will put my hand up for maximum contrast. You take care, and I will see you.